Marlins. Let's move on to your power rankings, starting with number 10, making their power ranking debut, your Fightin' Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds are at number 10. Again, 8 straight wins, 2 straight sweeps, one of them being against the Houston Astros. Great series there against a very good baseball team. Ellie De La Cruz has changed the vibe around this team. They're great. They're fantastic. They're fun to watch. They have so many fun and exciting players. I love this team. Cincinnati Reds making their debut in my power rankings at number 10 this week.
At number 9, another team that was not in the power rankings, at least last week, the Phillies.
6 straight for the Phillies. You know, there's a lot of teams this week that were not in them last week, but the theme is that they've all gone on big winning streaks, and the Phillies are one of those teams. 6 straight wins. Aaron Nola pitching really well. Zach Wheeler, 2 studs at the top of their rotation. The lineup that we all expected to be very good is now heating up and becoming very good. The month of June, Kyle Schwarber, again, I've said this, Kyle Schwarber becomes Barry Bonds in the month of June. He's the greatest hitter of all time in June, and that's exactly what he's doing. And now this team is following suit. They're all hitting really well. They're playing great baseball, and the Phillies are here at number 9.
And at number 8, let's keep this theme going. Another first in the power rankings, the Giants.
The San Francisco Giants sweep the Cardinals and the Dodgers in back-to-back series. They're now in second in the NL West, only 3.5 games out of first place behind the D-backs, meaning the Dodgers are now in third place in that NL West. This Giants team, there were a lot of question marks really around this whole team. Offensively, you know, they had a crazy offseason where they ended up getting Arson Judge and Carlos Correa, ended up not getting any of those guys. Turns out Arson Judge didn't go there.
That took me a moment. I'm like, Arson Judge? I was like, I forgot that.
That was the tweet.
I got it. Yeah, no,
that they
clicked
signed
like halfway
Arson.
through.
Yeah.
Aaron
so,
Judge.
So that didn't happen. Obviously, the Correa news, he doesn't end up going there either. So the question becomes like, well, they had a lot of aspirations in the offseason to improve the offense, but they didn't add anything that they didn't add a huge, massive piece like one of those guys might have been. Question marks have been answered by and large. They've been a good, solid offense, and pitching-wise, starting rotation-wise, a lot of question marks behind Logan Webb. I think Logan Webb is an absolute stud and one of the best pitchers in the game of baseball. But Alex Wood, DeSclafani, they've answered every question mark across the way, and they've been really good. The Giants are a good baseball team.
Yeah, they are. We're going to keep this theme going for one more spot at number 7. Another team not ranked, the Angels.
How about these Angels?
Like, secretly, kind of.
Yeah, just I always feel like with the Angels, whenever they do anything well, the second you start talking about it, you just kind of get laughed at because you're like, well, it's the Angels. Well, guess what? These Angels are playing very good baseball right now. They're in second place behind the Rangers in the AL West. They're hot. We saw Trout and Ohtani go back-to-back on Sunday.
Trout-tani is what they call it.
Trout-tani.
Trout-tani.
That's what they call when they go back-to-back.
When they go back-to-back,
I like that. Shohei is on another planet right now offensively. He's leading this team, carrying this team. And, the Angels, bullpen-wise, Chris Davinsky has been great in the bullpen. I like them. They're playing great.
I mean, they got to be if they want to keep Ohtani, so it's good for them. Okay, at number 6, up 4 spots, the Marlins.
Marlins made their debut last week. They were at number 10. Now had to bump them up. They had another really good week. Look, don't sleep on the Marlins. This isn't some fad or some quick winning streak. They've been playing really well all year long. They deserve a lot of credit. They're one of the nastiest rotations in the game of baseball. I'm not going to say they're the best pitching rotation in baseball, but certainly up there in the nastiest conversation. Offensively, they're doing enough. Luis Arraez around the 400 mark all season long. Jorge Soler got the power. They have it all. They're a good team. They're here at 6? Is that what it is? 6.
Yeah, so now we're entering your top 5.
Okay.
At number 5, down 3 spots, the Rangers.
Had to knock the Rangers down a bit. Really bad series against the Angels. Didn't look good there. Look, this is still a really good baseball team. They're still leading the AL West. I love what they do offensively. I have rotation questions after Eovaldi and John Gray, who finally came back from a little blister thing this weekend. Didn't throw great, but he's been great all year long. Eovaldi and Gray, very solid. Question marks from there with all of the pitching. Bullpen, nightmare.
Yeah.
There's a lot of question marks, but this is a very good baseball team. Offensively, their offense is what carries them.
Yeah.
So they're still in the top 5. Just had to bump them down a few spots.
That's fair. At number 4, up one spot, your sneaky snakes, the D-backs.
Somebody came. What?
This
somebody.
weekend.
Somebody came up to. It was at Bubs at
Yeah.
the Bubs at the ballpark, our meetup, and some fan came up and was saying to me, "You're sneaky snakes," as in the Diamondbacks. She's like, "You're a big fan of the sneaky snakes." I was like, "I like that a lot," and apparently Alex liked it because she pulled it out. The fighting D-backs, they're on a roll. Yeah, first place in the NL West, playing great. Corbin Carroll's playing great. Zach Gallen had a great start over the week. He looks like he's back to being the dominant ace that he is. This team does it all, and they're here at number 4.
At number 3, up one spot, the Orioles.
The O's are up one spot. Another really good week. Great atmosphere there. You know what? Speaking of great vibes here at this stadium, Camden Yards has a great one right now. I need to sit in the bird bath. You know what that means? The high school home run derby is about to get started.
The fear just set in. Okay, keep going.
The O's, the vibe at Camden Yards right now, it's a blast. They're here at number 3.
All right, at number 2, up one spot, the Braves.
The Braves are so good. 1 through 9 of their line. Orlando Arcia's he's hitting like 330 for them this year. He's been fantastic, and he's hitting in their like 8-9 hole. That's how deep their lineup is. And they went down, I think it was 2 weeks ago. They were down the lowest they have been all season. A little bit of a blip on their radar, but with Michael Harris playing the way he is right now, he's taken his average up like 60, 70 points within the last month. He's been on a tear, and he's in the 9 hole. This Braves team, they're so good. This is why I predicted them to be in the World Series.
Yep.
And they're so good. But again,
you
can't. They're not yet able to knock
take
off
the number 1 spot, the best team in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays holding it down. I will say the gap is they've been here, 2 months straight since like the first power rankings of the year. They've been in the number 1 spot. The gap is getting a bit tighter. They lose a series to the Oakland A's. They lose this series here to the Padres. I don't want that to take away from how good this team is. They pitch well. Everybody 1 through 9 in the lineup puts up competitive at bats. What I mean by competitive at bats is just, even if a guy's not swinging the bat well, he's putting 6, 7, 8 pitches in a starting pitcher, getting them out of the game. They work starting pitchers really well, and you might have a stud going on the mound, but he ain't going to get through 7, 8 innings against this team. They're really, really solid offensively. They play really good defense. They're the perfect package of a baseball team, and they do everything very well without the elite of the elite superstars in the game. And that's not to take away anything from Randy, Wander Franco, those sort of guys. But like the high dollar, $300 million man, well, they don't have any of those. The biggest free agent contract they ever given out as an organization was to Zach Eflin, who we saw pitch on Sunday for them. So they don't have those high dollar names, but man, front to back, entire 26 man, they're really good.
That's fun. You have 4 new teams in this week.
4 new teams, and the Rays round out this week's top 10 Major League Baseball power rankings.